Welcome back to Wood Acres. Today we're heading up to the barn to do some more work on the duck pen. It's a beautiful day today. It's gonna be a high of 80. It's actually gonna be a high of 80 for the next 3 days. So there's a couple other things I need to do today as well. I have the ducks out there at the pond right now because we don't have any water left at the barn. All the water I use at the barn is rain harvested unless I run out. And today I ran out. So one thing I'm gonna have to do is bring the backhoe up here so I can bring one of my rain harvest tanks down to the house, fill it up with water, and then bring it back up to the barn here full. Puppy, leave that bee alone. I still have the chickens inside the summer run here and they have access to the back barnyard. It's okay, bud. It's just a bee. Always protecting your flock, huh? But the chickens are over here in the shade in the summer run, and the ducks are out in the sun by the pond. Come on, pup. We have some work to do inside first. Piggies, what are you doing in there, guys? You little piggies just relaxing. Oh, stay down there, Cookie. Hey, S'more, how you doing? Getting big? Doughboy, did you put any more color on yet, buddy? I know your color's gonna really come out whenever you get bigger. But they're all excited because I've been giving them a lot of the extra eggs that I've been getting. I just gave them a horse toy ball that has some treats in it for them to roll around and get the treats out of. I also gave them a log there to scratch up against and just move around if they want to. Oh, piggies, but you just want treats, don't you? I have another idea to give you something to play with, but we'll get there. Oh, Pop. Still no babies from the broody girls in here. Oh, Pants. Sammy, did you have another girlfriend over? What are you doing in there? Dalmatian, get out of there. Sammy's not allowed to have girls over right now. You chicken charmer. Get on, girl. Get on. Poppy, you can't sit there and play with the pigs all day. We have work to do. Everybody has fresh water right now, but I don't have anything to change them out for the next turnover. Bert, how you doing back here? Goats! What are you doing back here, goats? You still getting to know Echo Pup. He's gonna be nice to you. You don't have to be afraid of him. You're so little, girl goat. What about you, boy goat? Yeah, you're good looking. You got a nice looking face. Yesterday, whenever I came home from getting feed, I couldn't find the goats anywhere back here. I looked around the pen, didn't see them. I looked inside the hut, they weren't in there. And then I heard Echo whining over by the log pile, and they climbed all the way underneath one of the big logs. Huh, goats? You scared me. Yeah, I thought you were gone. All the gates were still closed, so I was hoping they were still inside. Echo Pup found them. I just gave Echo Pup a bath, so he's smelling real good right now, and this hot sun's helping him dry out. But my main goal today is to make some progress here on the duck pen. All right, I brought up some tools, camera. Oh, sorry girl, I didn't mean to bother you. You working in here? I'll take next shift. I'd like to do some work on this sliding barn door here and get this finished and a little bit of work inside the pen. But I don't want to bother her. It seems like she needs to lay an egg. Don't worry about it, pup. Come on. I guess this would be a good time to get the rain tank down to the house and start filling it up. I have 2 tanks hooked up right now and they're both empty right now. This is the 3rd extra tank that I don't even have painted yet. So I'm gonna come up here with the backhoe, get this one down to the house, start filling it up. It's gonna take at least an hour to fill this tank up with the hose. And maybe by that time she'll be done laying her egg and we can get back in there and do some work. Gotta work with nature, not against her. Huh, Pop. The goats have their own rain harvest system, so they're all set. I do need to get one onto the turkey hut as well. Hey Dizzy girl, what are you doing? Hanging out with Dot? Cookie, you're always the one to come see me, girl. You got egg on your nose, girl. You don't want your oranges? You don't like your citrus? Even you, S'more. I like those names. You guys have been giving name suggestions. I thought of Cookie on my own, but we also had a couple other people say it. And a different person said S'more, and I think that one fits well with her and her chubbier cheeks. And then the boy's just Doughboy. I think that fits him. I'm Piggies. Ooh, why is everybody running? Three big birds out. Go make yourself known. Go see. Good boy. Good boy. You can come, Echo. Gates open. Come on out. Come here. Gates open. Go with the flock. There you go. They're just turkey vultures, but they're probably just coming in to try and get some water. They're not hawks, pup, it's okay. They're just turkey vultures, probably coming in to find some water on a hot day. Good looking out, Mumbles. Echo Pup staying on guard out there. A few days ago, the farmer came through to disc up the field so they can grow soybean this year. And whenever they disc up the field, they kill a lot of the small animals that are in the ground at the time. So a lot of the hawks and the turkey vultures come through and start picking through the scraps. It's unfortunate, but it's the price paid to get soybeans. I don't know why it took me this long to realize, but the backhoe is not here. I'm not going to be able to use it to take the water tank up to the barn. My brother needed it, so he came and took it for the week. So I think my next best option is going to be to load up my truck with a bunch of buckets. Huh, Pop? That's not what I wanted to do. It takes a lot longer to fill up buckets than it does one tank. I can just leave the tank fill up, but for the buckets, I have to switch them off one bucket at a time, and it takes 60 seconds to fill up a bucket. So I'm just standing there 60 seconds filling up a lot of buckets. But that's what happens when we don't get rain, Pup. All right, everybody, we did get the buckets all up here. I have 13 5-gallon buckets of water. Hopefully that'll get me to the next rain. It probably won't. I'm gonna have to do this again. Good job, Rufio. Hey broilers, how are you doing? You enjoying some sun? Is that what's keeping you warm? I have the heat lamp off right now. Still pretty warm today, they don't really need it. But they're still looking for some warmth and they can get that from the sun. Looks like your feed and your water's still good for now. I've been moving them onto fresh grass at night so they have fresh grass to sleep on, and then they have fresh grass to eat in the morning before I get their feed out to them. I have them on a 12-12 feeding schedule now, so they only get feed during the day and then I take it away at night. They can end up getting too heavy too quick if you leave them feed 24 hours a day. It took a long time to fill up those buckets, so hopefully that one duck is done laying her eggs. What you doing, Duke? Echo's coming through. Don't split the ducks. Echo, don't do it. Don't do it, Pop. Let her get past you. Good boy. Look at all these mushrooms down here in the food forest. These are getting big. I wish I could eat these ones. My brother's cattle got out the other day, and while he was out in the woods looking for them, he noticed some morel mushrooms down by the creek. So I went up there today and I picked a bunch of them. I think I am gonna grab this little grouping though behind the tree beside the fern. Look at that, a little bit of cleavers right there. We have these ones. These look nice and healthy. They just popped up. These are probably the best looking ones that I found so far. I've never had them before because I've never found them before. So this is the first time I was able to forage them in the wild. Come on, pup, you can't hang out with Bonnie all day. So I have them in the fridge right now. I went out and got them, so I told my dad it's up to him to figure out the best way to prepare them. If you guys have any good suggestions, leave them in the comments down below. I'm not gonna start with it, but I do wanna do some more upgrades here on the ramp. Now yesterday, right before I closed up the barn, I did get the duck pen cleaned out. Echo Pup, where are my little goats? I see you little goats. Good, you're hanging out together. You guys getting enough shade? Enough water? You got everything you need? You guys must be pretty happy in here. I don't hear you bleating a lot. That's bleating with a T. That's what the noise is called that goats make. Are you done in here, girl? Oh, look at those nests they made in the corner. They really piled it up in the corner. Look at that ball, or rather a bull. They really like laying in the corner, so they're mostly in all four corners here. Just a couple out in the open right now. This is what it looks like after one night of them sleeping on fresh bedding. So I'm gonna get a nice fresh layer in here for their bedding tonight. But over here on the side, you can see I added a trim board. I added this because the vinyl flooring was falling down. I had it tacked up with some nails, but they pulled it down or it's just falling down on its own. And I just picked up a bunch of this free trim board that I'll be able to put around the duck pen here and keep the flooring up so the ducks don't knock it down and get all the hay behind there. And I think it'll even make it look a little bit more finished. And beside the door, I still have to cut that last panel to size and then attach it to the wall. But my initial goal up here today is to get this barn door up and sliding first. I think Echo Pup's gonna lay out with the chickens and the goats. Good boy. Good job, Rufio. Alright, I got the barn door slider on and it does open all the way across the door so I have full access into the pen here. I'm running through some ideas on how I'm going to close it off, but I noticed that these brackets are supposed to have 2x6s to attach to the top there, but I'm running a 2x4. But it still works. So we're going with it. But before I close off the door, I do want to come in here and do some more trim work in here before the ducks decide they want to come in for the night and get some fresh hay down. Alright, it is looking good in here now with that trim board around, and I think it's going to make it a lot nicer in here for the ducks and easier to clean out. I think it looks really good. So this barn door sliding rail, I actually moved it up. I turned these brackets upside down so this would be a little bit higher, but now that I'm seeing these new brackets, I did that because I needed room to hang this door with the old bracket, but I had to buy 2 brackets to do this one, and with these newer brackets, I might have been able to keep that lower. Huh. Yeah, that is definitely the case. I put them the wrong way for a reason, but we're going to switch them back, and then I think this door will actually fit correctly. Alright, I got the barn door rail flipped back over and I got the door raised up into the brackets and it's working perfect. I can slide this now nice and easy. I still have the plywood there to block it off because I'm not closing the door off yet. I think I'm going to close off the bottom portion with a piece of plywood and then cut a design into it. Actually, I am going to do that. I already have a board over here cut to the right width. And then I just freehand an arc across the top there. I'm probably going to make a nice little arc there and then cut a design into the middle. What are you doing, goats? You have all that grass inside your pen and you're just trimming the fence line. Good girl. Yeah, doing some landscaping, huh, goats? Echo Pup was hunting and he didn't follow me back up through the gate. He's so confused on why he's not with me. Go around, Pop. I don't have a battery operated jigsaw to cut the design into this, so I'm gonna have to take this down to the house. Hold on, Pop, I'm coming. You can't go that far around. This was the open gate I was talking about. He missed the front one with the ducks. Coming through, ducks, coming through. Beep, 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 beep. Coming through, ducks, and Echo's coming in. Oh, Pape, you found me. Good boy. Chickens, how'd you get out here? Get inside, Dot, get inside. No, Bonnie, no, no, no. Everybody's coming inside. There you go, Rosie. No, 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 no. I'm closing the gate. All right, Pup, come on. Oh. And of course, there's always one chicken out. What are you doing, girl? Come here. Oh, over the fence. Stay with your flock. All right, it's the next day and we're gonna get this door finished. did it. Alright, I think it's looking pretty good. It's a little bit different than any of the other doors I've done, but I'm happy with it. Echo Pup's out there laying with the chickens and the goats. That's exactly the life I was trying to make for him. But here is the door. I think it's looking really good, and I think you can tell who I modeled it off of. I pulled up this picture of Mumbles when she was finally able to be released from rehab and running back out to the pond, wings open. So I thought that would be a good picture to memorialize. So while I was looking at the picture, I did a freehand sketch onto the board, and then I cut it out with a jigsaw. I sanded this side so it would be a lighter wood like the door frame is. If I want to stain it, I can, but I think it looks pretty good like it is right now. It's inside, so I really don't have to worry about the weather too much. But to finish this off, I am going to close off the cutout and the opening above with some mesh. I'm going to use this 1/2 inch mesh that I have here and just cut it to size and tack it onto the door. I need to get some washers before I do that though. Let me know what you guys think down below. I think it's looking good. I know it's not perfect, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Huh, Pop? Huh, goats. Alright, that's going to be all for this one. If you want to keep following along with everything here at Wood Acres, make sure to subscribe down below. Hit that like button before you leave, and you can see me and Echo on the next one. Thanks for watching.